Hey, what is up guys? Shinobi here, bringing you guys another WoW Classic video as we get closer and closer to the launch day, August 27th. Not that far away now, and today I want to bring you guys another video helping you guys out, getting you more prepared, and putting you in the mindset of getting ready for Classic and some of the things you're going to be doing. And in this video, we're going to be talking about right when you hit level 60, what are the things that you're going to be doing? Well, let's talk about that. So one last thing before we get into it, guys, twitch.tv/Shinobi Live. Follow my live stream channel, Going Ham, marathon streams every day at the launch of Classic, rushing to level 60, and answering your questions. If you have more questions and you want to know more things about Classic, best place to find me is my live stream channel and also my Discord. Links are in the description down below. But what is the first thing that you need to do as soon as you hit level 60? This is a question that a lot of people have asked me. Well, first thing you should do is take a breather. Celebrate. You hit level 60. It's a grind, and it's something you should feel proud of for doing. It took you a long time. For some people, it can take weeks. Some people, it could take months. Some people, it could take a week. You know, it really comes down to your knowledge, your dedication, and your real life obligations, essentially. So when you hit level 60, yeah, feel good. Take a breather. For me, maybe when I hit level 60, I might, finally get more than a couple hours sleep, and then get to the rest of these things. So, take a moment to celebrate and be proud of these things, but then right away, let's jump into the other stuff. And what are those? Well, let's get into it. One of the first things that I think you should do is gold farm for your epic mount. You've probably heard a few people talk about this already, and I have to emphasize just how important that is. Getting an epic mount is going to make everything else that I talk about here that much easier. Getting from point A to point B very quickly is really important, and it's going to really help a lot with the efficiency of all of this stuff. So how do you get some, it's easy to say that, right? It's easy to say, well, just go get some gold. Okay, I'll just go get some gold, forehead. I'll name a few things here that you can do to help make you some gold. So first thing here is Devil Sword Leather. So if you're a skinner while you're leveling, skinning while leveling is a good way to make some extra gold for your regular mount to begin with. And then Devil Sword Leather that drops off of when you skin Devil Sword in Ungoro. Well, those leathers are very valuable, and people are going to need them like crazy because it makes a lot of really good items with leatherworking. So that is something to keep in mind, that it is a very good thing to do. But one thing you have to understand, though, is that's going to be a very popular thing that people are going to be doing. So keep that in mind if it's overcrowded or whatever. There's also some more factors in the place here for this one, is that the mobs that you have to kill are elites, and not everybody is going to be able to do that for solo. I know for me, I'm playing a hunter, that's easy, but for other people, you may need to have a group, which means you're going to have to split the costs of this stuff because you guys are all working together skinning these mobs, and then you're going to have to split your gold with other people. So do I think it's the best way to make gold? Potentially it is, but it's not going to be for everyone. The next thing you can do here, which you can do completely solo, and I recommend doing solo, and this is called princess runs. This is something that was very popular back in the day and also very popular in private servers. Princess runs are essentially, you go to Moradin, you zone in, you use the scepter to get into the princess version. There's three wings essentially, and you want to go into the princess one. You go in there, you kill 3 bosses, one of them being princess, and then you just vendor the loot that you get. You go out, you reset, you rinse, repeat, and it's just raw gold the entire time. It's very good and very lucrative for making gold, and a lot of people will do this. The problem is not every class can do this solo. So what I will suggest is hunters and warlocks are the main ones that can do this very easily. You can do it on other classes. Some classes require a little bit more gear. Like I've heard stories of people doing it as a druid, people doing it as a rogue. I've soloed it as a rogue before. It wasn't very efficient soloing it as a rogue. So keep that in mind. And you also have to remember that when you're running through Moradin, you have to run by mobs, and sometimes the way the mobs are positioned, they're going to aggro you. So what this means is that, you know, as a hunter, I can feign death, right? That's fine. And then I can just keep running. But not every class has the ability to do that. So, you know, you can use invisibility potions, and those will probably be quite cheap, even if you get the lesser invisibility potions. So it depends on the class, but you know, you might have it's the most efficient for warlocks and for hunters for sure. Anyways, another one moving on here is herbalism. Herbalism's good because you can get a lot of black lotuses. You can go around the world and just farm herbs that other people aren't farming because they're too busy leveling. They're too busy getting from 50s or whatever to level 60. Run around and use that epic mount to get you from point A to point B very quickly to get these herbs and stockpile them. They might not be worth a lot right off the bat because a lot of other people are doing that too, but right when the majority of people get into the raiding scene, this is when more people are going to need them than there are available ones, and they're just going to be bought off the auction house faster than people can put them up, meaning that you get to sell them for a higher price. So this is something to look out for. Another way of making some good gold is Crusader enchant. So in Western Plaguelands, I will show you a marker on the map here, a little picture on the map. There's right here, this little tower. This tower has these spellbinders, I believe they're called, and they have a chance to drop the enchant, which is called the Crusader. This is a very popular enchant, so just selling the recipe itself can make you a couple hundred gold. I like to do this every once in a while, and I have found in my lifespan of playing vanilla, I've found Crusader enchant 3 times. So it's, you know, but that's, you know, a lot of grinding, but totally worth it when you find it, sell it up on the auction house. And because it drops in an area that's such, you know, it's not like there's a lot of these mobs to farm. There's not going to be a lot of them on the auction house, meaning it's pretty much an easy sell. And then the last gold farming tip I can give you here before we move on would be fell cloth. There's a few areas where you can farm fell cloth pretty efficiently. There's one in Ashara and there's one in Fellwood. I'll leave some markers on the maps for you to show you some of those locations. These are things you can do while getting to level 60. You know, this is some stuff you can stockpile your fell cloth, but then get ready to sell it later on when you see the price of it start going up after the initial burst of people throwing them on the auction house. But that is just a few ways of making some gold. There's plenty of ways to make gold through different forms of professions and such, but those are just a few. I don't want this entire video to be about gold making, but it is a very important thing for when it comes to getting that epic mount, getting more established for the gold that you have, so you can use it for consumables, for raids, you can use it for all kinds of stuff. You're going to need gold. It's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. Moving on next here is finish your Onyxia and Molten Core attunements. Molten Core is quite easy to get attuned for. All you have to do is run BRD, and you can do this before you get level 60. However, running BRD might not be the most efficient thing while leveling, so you might wait until you hit level 60 to run BRD. And also on top of this, even though you can do BRD before level 60, I don't really recommend it. Yes, you can get a lot of quests done, but the problem is that people are going to want to kill Emperor in BRD, and it's quite difficult to kill Emperor before you're level 60 for just your regular pug. So keep that in mind. So just get to level 60, easily find a group for BRD, run through quickly, get attuned, go do Emperor while you're there, and there you go. For your Onyxia attunement, there's a lot of stuff that goes into the Onyxia attunement that makes you run all around the world, which is not going to be very efficient during the leveling process, so you can finish it off when you get to 60. It's not like you're going to be doing Onyxia right away anyways. because you're going to need 40 people to do this. You're going to need to be in a guild, need to have gear for that, so that you have some time to get that attunement done. And having the epic mount is going to make this easier. In the description down below, I have left some information showing you how to get some of these attunements. The next thing here that's pretty important, and looking back on it, I remember back when I was in vanilla a long time ago, I thought to myself, man, if I could do level 60 all over again, if I could do classic all over again, I would want to do one or more of these things as soon as I hit level 60 and be one of the first people to do that, because it would be a great way to make gold and very beneficial for yourself, your guild, and your friends. And what am I talking about here? I'm talking about get important profession things. So some very important profession things. One, getting your Furbolg rep for enchanting. So in Felwood, there is this rep that you can get where you kill Furblogs like crazy, and you get your reputation up. And when you get that reputation up, you will be able to now enchant an agility enchant. That's the only way you can get that agility enchant. And it's a very good agility enchant, and you can charge people, you know, a decent amount, you know, be like, give me the materials and give me 50 gold or something like that to get this enchant, and people will pay it because it's the best enchant for multiple classes. So the next thing here would be Arcanite Reaper for blacksmithing. So in Lower Blackrock Spire, there is a rare mob that's not there all the time, but you can solo this for some classes, or maybe run with a friend and easily be able to hunt down and kill this mob. Maybe you want to use some invisibility potions so you don't have to clear as many mobs. But this guy right here can drop the Arcanite Reaper pattern. Back in the day, there was this guy named Sazbot on my server that farmed this with a warrior friend, and they got the Arcanite Reaper, and they were the only one on the server that had the Arcanite Reaper plan, and they sold that. They would sell, like, make people tip quite a lot of gold in order to craft an Arcanite Reaper for them, because they were the only ones on the server that had it. You know, you have a monopoly on something, you can kind of make your own prices, right? So with that said, though, Arcanite Reaper, the times are different, right? Back in the day, it's a little different than it is nowadays. Arcanite Reaper was a highly sought after weapon back then. I don't think it's going to be as much of a highly sought after weapon now, because people are going to be doing Molten Core pretty quickly, and they'll be able to get better weapons in just a few bosses into Molten Core. However, Arcanite Reaper is still a really good weapon, and people that don't plan on doing raiding whatsoever, this is their go-to two-handed weapon until they can get Unstoppable Force from doing AV. Now that's, you know, so there are going to be people out there that aren't going to want to raid whatsoever, and they're only going to want a PvP, and that's all they care about. They're going to want Arcanite Reaper, so it's going to be needed by either a lot of people or at least some people, so you might as well go get it if you're a blacksmith. And then the final thing here that I want to talk about is flask recipes. There are different dungeons that drop certain flask recipes for your alchemy. And these are obviously going to be super important for raiding, because you want to have flasks. You want to be able to make flasks for people. And once again, you can charge people for this, or you can just make the flasks yourself and, make a bunch of gold that way as well. So next thing here is pre-raid best in slot gear. Now, I could go through the pre-raid best in slot gear for every class, because I want this video to be for pretty much everybody, but that would take a very long time. So honestly, and this is going to sound like one of those typical situations, and it's kind of a pet peeve of mine, like, you know, when you're in World of Warcraft and you ask somebody for help and they tell you to Google something, you could have just told me where it was instead of saying that. This is a little different though, okay? So I would search on YouTube pre-raid best in slot whatever class you're choosing, and there's a lot of good videos out there that'll go in detail on those items. They're very similar items for a lot of classes, but if I can compile all those videos, I will put them in the description down below and show you, so you have a clear reference on where to go. Otherwise, just do a search, a simple YouTube search. Next thing here would be finish your professions. I don't recommend doing professions and leveling them up to max before you get to level 60. This is something that you might need to do a lot of running around for, and you might have to have some gold for to, you know, kind of expedite that stuff and get that stuff up there quicker. So finish your professions, get them up to where you need them to be so that you're ready for raiding, or you're ready for whatever it is that you're going to use those professions for, whether you want to make gold with them or use them for raiding or whatever. So yeah, get those professions done. I don't recommend doing them up until, you know, during the leveling process. Like, for instance, one question I had in my stream was, do you recommend people doing herbalism during the leveling process? And I would say, no, not really. And he said, well, I'm a rogue, so I want to get, you know, I want to get my fade leaf and, you know, stuff like that, my thistles for swift thistle tea. And I said, yeah, but those items, I believe you get around STV anyways. So once you get to like level 40 and you get your mount to begin with, you can go back and you can maybe herb some stuff along the way. And then when you get to 60, then herb the rest of the stuff when you get your epic mount. You could do something like that because you don't need to have those herbs right now. And it's more important for you to level quicker, because when you're herbing, it takes a while. It takes you like 5 seconds to herb something, and then you could fail, and then you have to do it again. And that's time you could be off killing other mobs. So yeah, do your professions after you get to level 60, and you know, you only have so many things you can do in phase 1 anyways, so you might as well just wait to do the professions till later on and save the leveling process for the leveling process, you know, getting to 60. Next one here is help your friends out. Friends, what are those? Well, some of you out there are fortunate enough to have friends, and you should help them out. You know, help out guild members, help out just friends in general, and you know, go back. You know what it's like. You're level 40 and you're trying to complete your Whirlwind Axe quest, and you know, you're asking around, hey, could anyone else come and help me kill this elite? You know, go help that guy. You know, go help that guy, or go help, you know, like, you know, random people, help friends, help guild members. Like I said, run them through some dungeons, help them out. And not only is it kind of fun to go back and kind of feel like a god killing that content that you struggled on before, but you also can get some, you know, gold along the way too. Like, you know, maybe you can help out strangers and you can make some gold that way by running them through a dungeon or something like that. So yeah, going back and helping out friends and getting them up to where you are so that you guys can all do stuff together. Because let's face it, if you're the only person that's level 60 on your server, you can't raid, right? You can't do the high-end dungeons. So you need other people for that. And then the final thing on the list here, this one is just a personal one that I like to do. And it kind of goes along with the helping friends thing. And that is, have fun, but there's certain ways you can have fun. And one way that I like to have fun is I like to be what is called an anti-bully. This is just something that I did back in the day and something I just enjoy doing. I would go to STV and I would look in general chat, and if people are like, oh my god, there's a level 60 rogue ganking me here. Oh, where is he? I'll message him. Where is he at? Give me coordinates. And then I'll go over there, I'll kill him and camp him, because, you know, that way that guy can go off and go do his quests and stuff, and the rogue goes, oh man, I can't beat this guy. That's it, I'm out of here. Do that kind of stuff and just help people out. I like doing that. I like just going around and, you know, killing lobies, or just going and exploring the world, or just, you know, just having fun. You know, obviously there's other things that are more important to do first on this list, but you got to remember, at the end of the day, it's a video game, and if you're not having fun, what's the point of playing to begin with? So that's it for today, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, got some useful information out of here. There's a lot more stuff you can do as soon as you get to level 60. If you have some of those things that you'd like to share, put them in the comment section. If you have some more questions, check out my stream, like I said, my Discord. But until next time, my name is Shinobi, and thanks for watching.